Good afternoon, everyone. This is Executive Director Frank Caruso from the Government Records Council. We are in the process of accepting our meeting attendees in. I'm placing everyone on mute, and the meeting will begin momentarily. Thank you, and welcome to the March meeting. All right, Mr. Ricciardi, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Welcome to our March 26th meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order, and let's all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of America,
and to the republic
and to the
republic
republic
that stands one nation under God, indivisible,
with
liberty
and
and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to read the following announcement. This meeting was called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act. Notices of this meeting, inclusive of call-in information, were faxed to the Newark Star-Ledger, Trenton Times, Courier Post, Cherry Hill, and the Secretary of State on March 21st, 2024. Members of the public attending the meeting via telephone have been placed on mute by the presenter. At the time that the council arrives at its public comment portion of the meeting, members will be taken off mute and given an opportunity to provide public comments. Please note that the council will strictly adhere to the 5-minute time limit. Additionally, copies of today's meeting agenda can be accessed on the Government Record Council's website at http://state.nj.us//grc/meetings/minutes. Please further note that proper notice having been given, the secretary is directed to include this statement in the minutes of this meeting. Rose, may we have a roll call, please?
You're muted, Rose.
Robin Bexabakin.
Present.
Michael Hahn.
Present.
John Alexi.
Present.
Stephen Ricciardi.
Present. Okay, in terms of the agenda, we are going to move a few things around to accommodate some schedules today. So rather than take the executive director's report immediately, we're going to go to approval of the minutes of our previous meetings. So with regard to the February 27, 2024 open session meeting minutes, is there any comment? Hearing none, may we have a motion, please?
I move. Second.
Robin Bexabakin.
Yes.
Michael Hahn.
Yes.
John Alexi.
Yes.
Stephen Ricciardi.
Yes. With respect to the February 27, 2024 closed session meeting minutes, are there any comments? Hearing none, may I have a motion?
I move. Second.
Robin Bexabakin.
Yes.
Michael Hahn.
Yes.
John Alexi.
Yes.
Stephen Ricciardi.
Yes. And just for purposes of comment, it sounds like Rose, perhaps mute those. You're going to have to go back and forth. There is some pretty significant feedback. With that said, again, in the spirit of moving some things around, Mr. Caruso, we have an agenda item to move. Is that correct?
Yeah, so we have a last second recusal that came up specifically on the agenda under item number 7, new business. Letter B, individual complaints, adjudications with no recusals. Item number 1, Kenneth S. Goodkind v. NJ Civil Service Commission 2021-84. We received word, Mr. Ricciardi, that you are from you that you will need to recuse from this particular agenda item. So therefore, we're going to move it up to item number 7, again, under new business. A, individual complaint adjudications with recusals, and it will be item number 2 under that agenda. So as we've done in the past, the council has taken a vote during the meeting to amend the agenda to it so it accurately reflects all the items. So that's the change that's proposed for right now.
Okay, with regard to that change, does anybody have any comment or discussion? Hearing none, may I have a motion to change that item on the agenda?
I move. Second.
Robin Betzabakin,
Yes.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi,
Yes.
Stuart Tardy.
Yes.
I may have actually made the echo worse trying to fix it. I'm just letting you know.
It's okay. We're the GRC, not the IT commission.
Yeah.
Frank. We can understand. Okay, so what we'll do now is we're going to move on to item Roman 5 on the agenda, new business cases scheduled for consent agenda, administrative complaint disposition adjudication. An administrative complaint disposition means a decision by the council as to whether to accept or reject the executive director's recommendation of dismissal. Based on jurisdictional, procedural, or other defects of the complaint, the executive director's recommended reason for the administrative disposition is under each complaint below. With regard to subsection A, there is nothing on the agenda for administrative disposition adjudications with recusals. And with regard to the consent agenda of administrative disposition adjudications with no recusals, there is one item, and I will just read that. It's number 1, Tucker M. Kelly versus Rockaway Township Morris, 2022-29. No records responsive to the request exist. Okay, is there any comment with regard to that item? Hearing none, you have a motion, please?
I move. Second.
Robin Betzabakin,
Yes.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi,
Yes.
Stuart Tardy.
Yes. Okay. Moving along to item C, administrative disposition uncontested voluntary withdrawals by complainant. No adjudication of the council is required. But in keeping with our protocol, I'll read those matters 1 through 7. Din Narain versus New Jersey State Police, 2023-125, complaint settled in mediation. Number 2, Eli Levine on behalf of Bruce Cheeseman, Bruce Taylor versus Gloucester County Prosecutor's Office, 2023-265, complaint voluntarily withdrawn. Adam Lisberg versus Montclair Public Schools, Essex, 2023-307, complaint voluntarily withdrawn. Number 4, Samantha Dos Santos on behalf of estate of Douglas Smith versus Paulsboro Police Department, Gloucester, 2024-6, complaint voluntarily withdrawn. Scott Madlinger versus Berkeley Township Sewage Authority, Ocean, 2024-14, complaint voluntarily withdrawn. Justin Claben versus Montclair Board of Education, Essex, 2024-42, complaint voluntarily withdrawn. And Alec Ferretti versus New Jersey Department of Health, 2024-47, complaint voluntarily withdrawn. Moving on to the next item, 6 on the agenda, Roman 6, new business, cases scheduled for consent agenda, administrative order. An administrative order means an order issued by the council requiring the records custodian or the complainant to perform a specific action in furtherance of the adjudication of a pending denial of access complaint or taking other actions deemed appropriate to adjudicate a complaint in an expedited manner. The executive director's recommended reason for the administrative order is under each complaint below. And Robin, if you will, you can take over from here.
Sure. Administrative orders with recusals Mr. Retardi is recused from the first one. Donna Popowich v. City of Clifton, Passaic, 2023-242. Frank, I don't have any explanation
Oh,
after.
it's in-camera review.
Okay, for an in-camera review. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, could I have a motion to accept that? Well, it's a
I move.
consent agenda.
I move.
Thank you.
Second.
Robert Batabakin,
Yes.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi.
Yes.
We can have Mr. Retardi return briefly from mute, so he was screened off from this to take over the B portion of the administrative orders.
Sure, I'm muted. I'm unmuted. B, administrative orders with no recusals, consent agenda. Thais Chapman versus New Jersey Department of Corrections, 2024-56. Motion to file within time granted. Any discussion? Hearing none, motion please.
I move. Second.
Robert Batabakin,
Yes.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi,
Yes.
Stephen Retardi.
Yes. Okay, and I'm going to mute myself again, and Robin, you can take over the next item.
Okay. All right, under new business, cases scheduled for individual complaint adjudication. The executive director's recommended action is under each complaint below. There are 3 individual complaint adjudications with Mr. Retardi being recused, and he is on mute. Joseph Seaman v. City of Hackensack, Bergen, 2019-118.
The custodian complied with the council's January 30th, 2024 interim order. There is no knowing and willful violation.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, motion please.
I move. Second.
Robert Batabakin,
Yes.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi.
Yes.
Kenneth S. Goodkind v. New Jersey Civil Service Commission, 2021-84.
This complaint should be dismissed because the complainant, through Mr. Cohen, withdrew it via letter to the Office of Administrative Law on December 22nd, 2023. No further adjudication is required.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, motion please.
I move. Second.
Robert Batabakin,
Yes.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi.
Yes.
David Weiner v. County of Essex. I hear that echo. 2022-546.
The custodian's failure to timely respond resulted in a deemed denial of access, NJSA 47:1A-5G and 47:1A-5I. The custodian lawfully denied access to the complainant's OPA request because she certified, and the record reflects that no records exist. Pusterhofer v. New Jersey Department of Education, GRC complaint number 2005-49, July of 2005.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, motion please.
I move. Second.
Robert Batabakin,
Yes.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Caruso and Mr. Retardi, as you know, I am excused from the rest of the meeting.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Robin.
Thank you very
Appreciate it.
much. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it, Robin.
Thank you. See you
Have a
next
good one.
month.
Yep.
Thanks.
Okay, so that brings us back to the first page of our agenda. And the first page of our agenda leads us to our executive director's report.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is having a lovely return of winter, and hopefully fall, spring is just about over and we can start to warm up here a little bit. So as always with our executive director's report, I'll begin with our statistics. Since Oprah's inception in July of 2002, the GRC has received 7,017 denial of access complaints. That averages about 323 annual complaints per 21 3/4 track program years. So far in the current program year, which we go by fiscal year, so this is fiscal year 2024, actually, change that. The GRC has received 210 denial of access complaints. So, of the 7,017 denial of access complaints received, 585 remain open and active at 8.3%. A breakdown of those cases is 13 are currently on appeal, 38 are in mediation, 2 are proposed for the Office of Administrative Law, 27 remain at the Office of Administrative Law awaiting adjudication, 45 complaints are tentatively scheduled for adjudication at an upcoming meeting, which includes the current one, and 460 complaints are a work in progress. We've actually been steadily decreasing from a high over the last year, and that number continues to go down. And we look forward to it continuing to go down as we more aggressively adjudicate complaints. As for our inquiries, since program year 2004, the GRC has received and responded to 38,714 total inquiries, averaging about 1,866 annual inquiries per 20 3/4 track program years, as always noting that we did not track in the first year. So far in our current program year, again, fiscal year 2024, not 2023, which I think I've been announcing over the last however long, the GRC has received 1,256 inquiries, which amounts to about 6.9 inquiries per workday being handled by staff here at the GRC. As for our mediation program, as of the end of February, we had 1,478 complaints referred to mediation. Of those, 758 have settled and 690 were referred back for adjudication. That includes a mixture of cases where the parties didn't settle, withdrew their complaints, or unfortunately, for some reason, it couldn't be scheduled. And we have, at that time, we had 30 complaints active in mediation. Of course, now it's up to 38. Finally, as for our GRC outreaches, our next one will be held on April 8th. It's being hosted by the City of Trenton. And that is all I have.
All right, excellent. Thank you, as always, for your hard work and your staff's work.
Yep.
So, and thanks everybody for their patience again in keeping with moving around our schedule today. We do have a matter scheduled to go into closed session, which leads me to read a resolution and then call for a vote to go into closed session. Whereas NJSA 10:4-12 permits a public body to go into closed session during a public meeting, and whereas the Government Records Council has deemed it necessary to go into closed session to discuss certain matters which are exempt from public discussion under the Open Public Meetings Act, and whereas the regular meeting of the council will reconvene at the conclusion of the closed meeting, now therefore be it resolved that the council will convene in closed session pursuant to NJSA 10:4-12B7 to discuss Mary Beth Maida versus Borough of Red Bank, Monmouth, 2021-229, in-camera review, NJAC 5:105-2.8G. And be it further resolved that the council will disclose to the public the matters discussed or determined in closed session as soon as possible after final decisions are issued in the above cases. Having read that resolution, may I have a motion to go into closed session?
I move. Second.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi,
Yes.
Stephen Rattati.
Yes. Okay. and that-
All right, so we are in closed session. I can have everybody mute and turn their cameras off. For our attendees who are here, just hold on to the line here. We're going to come back. We'll estimate about 10 to 15 minutes. Hopefully it'll be less than that, but just stay on the line. As soon as we're done our closed session, we will come right back to this line. So don't go anywhere, and I will let you know as soon as we come back. And we'll continue with the remainder of the agenda once we return. So appreciate everybody's patience as we go through the closed session, and we will be back shortly. Thank you. Hello, everyone. That was much quicker than I expected, but for the better, you didn't have to wait that long. We're on the process of coming back. And as soon as everybody is situated and ready to go, we'll have a motion and a vote to reopen the meeting. Appreciate your patience as we went through the closed session, and we are just about to begin. So thank you, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Ricciardi to resume the meeting.
Okay, May I have a motion to go back to open session, please?
I move. Second.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi,
Yes.
Stephen Rotati.
Yes. Okay, having now dealt with a good portion of the agenda, we're going to move on to section 7B, individual complaint adjudications with no recusals. With the first one now being Peter O'Reilly versus Borough of Lawnside, Camden, 2021-173.
The complaint should be dismissed because the complainant withdrew it via email to the OAL on February 6, 2024. No further adjudication is required.
Any comment? Hearing none, motion please?
I move. Second.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi,
Yes.
Stephen Rotati.
Yes. Next matter, Mary Beth Maida versus Borough of Red Bank, Monmouth, 2021-229.
The current custodian did not fully comply with the council's November 9th, 2022 interim order. The current custodian shall comply with the council's in-camera examination findings. The current custodian shall be given a final opportunity to respond to conclusion number 3 of the November 9th, 2022 interim order. The knowing and willful analysis is deferred.
Any comment? Hearing none, may I have a motion?
I move. Second.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi,
Yes.
Stephen Rotati.
Yes. The next matter, Tucker M. Kelly versus Rockaway Township, Morris, 2021-311.
The custodian's extension was warranted and substantiated, thus no deemed denial of access occurred. NJSA 47:1A-5G and 5I. Cicerone v. New Jersey Department of Treasury, GRC complaint number 2013-280, interim order dated July 29th, 2014.
Any questions, comments? Hearing none, motion please?
I move. Second.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi,
Yes.
Stephen Rotati.
Yes. Okay, the next matter is Rotimi Owo Esquire on behalf of African American Data and Research Institute versus Pine Valley Police Department, Camden, 2021-341.
All right. The custodian performed an insufficient search, NJSA 47:1A-6, Sneebel v. New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection, GRC complaint number 2007-220, April 2008. Hold on, the wrong way. However, the custodian declines to order disclosure because the GRC declines to order disclosure because the custodian did so on February 1st, 2022 as part of the statement of information. The complainant is a prevailing party. The party shall confer on fees and advise the GRC within 20 business days if an agreement is reached. If not, complainant's counsel shall submit a fee application in accordance with NJAC 5:105-2.13.
Any discussion? Hearing none, may I have a motion?
I move. Second.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi,
Yes.
Stephen Rotati.
Yes. Let me give Rose a moment to mute. Great. The next matter is Rotimi Owo Esquire on behalf of African American Data and Research Institute versus Edgewater Park Township Police Department, Burlington, 2021-352.
The custodian's response was insufficient because he failed to address each OPA request item individually. NJSA 47:1A-5G, Path v. Willingboro Board of Education, Burlington, GRC complaint number 2007-272, May of 2008. The custodian performed an insufficient search. NJSA 47:1A-6, Sneebel, GRC 2007-220. However, the GRC declines to order disclosure because custodian's counsel did so on February 16, 2022. The complainant is a prevailing party. The party shall confer on fees and advise the GRC within 20 business days if an agreement is reached. If not, complainant's counsel shall submit a fee application in accordance with NJAC 5:105-2.13.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, motion please.
I move. Second.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi,
Yes.
Stuart Attorney.
Yes. Okay, next matter up is Rotimi Owo Esquire on behalf of African American Data and Research Institute versus Borough of Hamburg Police Department, Sussex, 2022-10.
The custodian's response was insufficient because he failed to address each OPA request item individually, 47:1A-5G and PAF GRC 2007-272. The custodian did not unlawfully deny access to the portion of the complainant's OPA request seeking certain personnel information because all was disclosed. Danis v. Garfield Board of Education, Bergen, GRC complaint number 2009-156 EdSec, interim order dated April 28, 2010. The custodian unlawfully denied access to a court order responsive to the complainant's OPA request, 47:1A-6. However, the GRC declines to order disclosure because the custodian did so on February 7, 2022 as part of the SOI. The complainant is a prevailing party. The party shall confer on fees and advise the GRC within 20 business days if an agreement is reached. If not, complainant's counsel shall submit a fee application in accordance with NJAC 5:105-2.13.
Any discussion? Hearing none, motion please.
I move. Second.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi,
Yes.
Stuart Attorney.
Yes. Okay, the next matter is Rotimi Owo Esquire on behalf of African American Data and Research Institute versus Voorhees Township Police Department, 2022-12.
The custodian did not unlawfully deny access to the portion of the complainant's OPA request seeking certain personnel information because all was disclosed. Danis GRC 2009-156 EdSec. The complainant is not a prevailing party.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I have a quick question.
Sure.
I should have probably brought this up before, but I guess when I was going over the list, I didn't notice. I'm from Voorhees. I'm not sure if that means I have to recuse or not.
You don't have any, are you a member in any
No.
way with the municipality or you just live there?
I just live there.
Yeah, I mean, the AG Gleason, I would, my understanding is the ELO for the GRC with the ethics policies would need to be more than just centrally located. That's sort of an on the spot.
Yeah,
I also can't advise on ethics issues that would have to go through the SEC. So I will defer to your judgment on this.
Yeah, I mean, I think that just living in the town doesn't necessarily spawn a recusal if you have no immediate connection with them.
Okay. Yeah, I apologize for bringing it up late. I don't know. I just going through all the Hamburg list. I just skipped over the Voorhees. Didn't notice it till I heard it read. But thank you. I will not recuse based on that statement.
Okay.
All right. With that discussion having taken place, may I have a motion to approve?
I move.
Second.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi,
Yes.
Stuart Attorney.
Yes. Okay, the next matter is Rotimi Owo Esquire on behalf of African American Data and Research Institute versus Holland Township Police Department, Hunterdon, 2022-22.
So briefly, I wanted to need to make a note on this matter based upon considerations that this should be transferred as an interim order rather than a final decision. The primary change is that the prevailing party issue will be deferred pending the custodian's compliance with the order of disclosure.
That'll be an amendment.
Understood.
Okay, I'll read off the proposed conclusions for the council, reflecting the amended change as brought forth by Mr. Rosado. The custodian unlawfully denied access to certain disclosable personnel information sought by the complainant, NJSA 47:1A-10, Danish GRC 2009-156 ed sec, Valdez v. Union County Board of Education Hudson, GRC complaint number 2011-64, interim order dated August 28th, 2012. Matthews v. City of Atlantic City, GRC complaint number 2008-123, February of 2009. The custodian must disclose said personnel information, or certify if none exists. The custodian lawfully denied access to the portion of the complainant's open request seeking agreements because he's certified and the record reflects that no records exist. Pusterhofer GRC 2005-249. And the prevailing party fee analysis is deferred.
Okay. Is there any discussion on that or the amendment? Hearing none, may I have a motion to approve as amended?
I move.
Second.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi,
Yes.
Stephen Ratati.
Yes. Okay, the next matter is Jennifer Derricks versus Sparta Township, Sussex, 2022-159.
The portion of the complainant's two OPA requests seeking documents was invalid because it failed to specify records and required research. MAG Entertainment LLC v. Division of Alcoholic Beverage Control, 375 NJ Super 534 546, Aptiv 2005. Bent v. Stafford Police Department, 381 NJ Super 3037, Aptiv 2005. However, the usage of the term representatives under the diamond umbrella is not overly broad, and the custodian unlawfully denied access to this portion thereof, NJSA 47:1A-6. The custodian may have unlawfully denied access to additional correspondence responsive to the complainant's May 3rd, 2022 OPA request, NJSA 47:1A-6, Burnett v. County of Gloucester, 415 NJ Super 506 517, Aptiv 2010, Mayors v. Borough of Fairlawn, GRC complaint number 2005-127, May of 2006. And that should actually be March 3rd, not May 3rd, in case anyone's wondering. Rough month. Whew. The custodian shall either obtain and disclose the located records, identify any specific lawful basis for denied records, or certify if no additional records exist. The custodian lawfully denied access to the complainant's March 28, 2022 OPA request because she's certified, and the record reflects that no records exist. Pusterhofer, GRC 2005-49.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, may we have a motion with that minor correction?
I move.
Second.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi,
Yes.
Stephen Ratati.
Yes. Okay, brings us to the next matter. James Boland versus Township of Pemberton, Burlington, 2022-397.
The custodian's failure to timely respond resulted in a deemed denial of access, 47:1A-5G and 5I. The custodian performed an insufficient search, 47:1A-6, Sneebel, GRC 2007-220. Thus, the custodian may have unlawfully denied access to potentially responsive records. The custodian shall conduct a new search and disclose any responsive records located, identify any specific lawful basis for denied records, or certify if no additional records exist. The custodian is not required to disclose the email already in the complainant's possession pursuant to Bart v. City of Patterson Housing Authority, 403 NJ Super 609 618, Aptiv 2008.
Great. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, motion please.
I move.
Second.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi,
Yes.
Stephen Ratati.
Yes. Okay, the next matters, 12 through 15, are Vincent Conti versus New Jersey Civil Service Commission, 2022-512, 2022-515, 2022-516, and 2022-517.
The custodian lawfully denied access to the complainants for OPRA requests 47:1A-6 and 9A, as well as NJAC 4A:4-2.16B1 and 47:1A-10. Kovalsik v. Somerset County Prosecutor's Office, 2006, NJ 581, 2011.
Okay. Any discussion? Hearing none, we have a motion, please.
I move.
Second.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi,
Yes.
Stephen Riccardi.
Yes. Okay, the next matter up is Vincent Conti versus New Jersey Civil Service Commission, 2022-513.
The custodian lawfully denied access to the complainant's OPRA request 47:1A-6 and 9A, as well as NJAC 4A:4-2.16B1.
Any discussion? Have a motion, please.
I move.
Second.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi,
Yes.
Stephen Riccardi.
Yes. Okay, the next matters are consolidated. Vincent Conti versus New Jersey Civil Service Commission, 2022-514 and 2022-518.
The custodian lawfully denied access to the complainant's two OPRA requests 47:1A-6, 9A, NJAC 4A:4-2.16B1, NJSA 47:1A-10, and Kovalsik 206 NJ 581.
Okay, is there any discussion? Hearing none, may I have a motion, please?
I move.
Second.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi,
Yes.
Stephen Riccardi.
Yes. Okay, the next matters are Vincent Conti versus NJ Civil Service Commission, 2022-519 and 2022-520 consolidated.
The custodian lawfully denied access to the complainant's two OPRA requests 47:1A-6, 9A, NJAC 4A:4-2.16B1, and NJSA 47:1A-10, Kovalsik 206 NJ 581.
Okay, is there any discussion? Motion, please.
I move.
Second.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi,
Yes.
Stephen Riccardi.
Yes. Okay, next matter is Maurice Bronson versus Township of Irvington, Essex, 2022-527.
The custodian's failure to respond immediately to an immediate access OPRA request resulted in a violation of OPRA. NJSA 47:1A-5E. However, the GRC declines to order disclosure because the custodian did so on November 17, 2022 as part of the SOI. There is no knowing and willful violation.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, may I have a motion, please?
I move.
Second.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi,
Yes.
Stephen Riccardi.
Yes. The next matter, Maurice Bronson versus Township of Irvington, Essex, 2022-627.
The custodian's immediate response to an immediate access OPRA request did not result in a violation of OPRA 47:1A-5E. The custodian's failure to respond within the extended time frame, however, resulted in a deemed denial of access 47:1A-5G and 5I, as well as Cone v. Township of Livingston Library, Essex, GRC complaint number 2007-124, March of 2008. The custodian's method of whiting out the disclosed payroll registers was not an appropriate form of redaction. 47:1A-5G and Sheeler Jr., the City of Cape May, GRC complaint number 2015-91, interim order dated December 15, 2015. The custodian lawfully denied access to the redacted personal and deduction information contained within the disclosed payroll registers. 47:1A-6 and 10, as well as O'Shea v. Township of West Milford, Passaic, GRC complaint number 2008-283, November of 2009.
Discussion? Okay, motion, please.
I move.
Second.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi,
Yes.
Stephen Retardi,
Yes. Okay, the next matter, John Path versus City of Trenton, Mercer, 2023-155.
The custodian failed to comply with the council's November 8th, 2023 interim order. The council's order is enforceable in Superior Court. New Jersey Court Rules R4:67-6 and NJAC 5:105-2.9C. The custodian's actions may have been knowing and willful. Thus, this complaint should be referred to the Office of Administrative Law for knowing and willful hearing. The complainant is a prevailing party and may be entitled to attorney's fees for administrative ease. The Office of Administrative Law should determine whether a fee should be awarded, and if so, the amount.
Any discussion? Hearing none, motion?
I move.
Second.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi,
Yes.
Stephen Retardi,
Yes. Okay. The final matter, Deepak Kumar versus Moorestown Township, Burlington, 2023-308.
The complainant's request for reconsideration should be denied.
Any discussion? Hearing none, motion, please.
I move.
Second.
Michael Hahn,
Yes.
John Alexi,
Yes.
Stephen Retardi,
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Caruso.
Yep.
Brings us on to court decisions of GRC complaints on appeal. I see, Mr. Rosado, we have one, correct?
Yes, we have OWO XREL African American Data and Research Institute versus Maple Shade Police Department in Burlington County, 2024 NJ Super Unpub Lexus 445. On appeal from GRC complaint number 2021-64, the respondent provided an Excel spreadsheet in response to the appellant's Oprah request seeking disclosable personnel information of police officers who separated from the Maple Shade during a given period. The appellant filed a denial of access complaint with the GRC, contending that the spreadsheet did not disclose the real reasons for officer separations, and the respondent should have located and provided any record which contained the reason for separation in accordance with Libertarians for Transparent Government versus Cumberland County, 250 NJ 46 2022. The GRC found that unlike the plaintiff in Libertarians, the appellant did not expressly request a specific record. The appellate division agreed, finding that because the appellant did not seek any specific records containing the reasons for separation, the respondent's spreadsheet was a proper response. Further, the court maintained that the GRC does not have jurisdiction over right of access claims under the common law. Affirmed.
Okay, thank you. There are no complaints adjudicated in the New Jersey Superior Court and New Jersey Supreme Court, nor any in the United States District Court, which brings us to our public comment portion. The public comment period is limited to providing an opportunity for speakers to present suggestions, views, and comments relevant to the council's functions and responsibilities. In the interest of time, speakers may be limited to 5 minutes. Speakers shall not be permitted to make oral or written testimony regarding pending or scheduled adjudications.
Okay, so for our attendees today, if anybody would like to make a public comment at this time, You can unmute yourself by pressing *6 on your telephone. *6 will unmute you, and you can give us your name and your public comment at this time. I'd like to give folks a little bit of time to look around on their phone if they're interested. *6 would be the way you unmute your phone. Give folks about 30 seconds to make a decision as to whether or not they're interested in giving public comments. *6. And *6 would be how you unmute. See many takers. We'll give folks about 15 more seconds to figure out whether or not they're interested in giving public comment at this time. Another 5 seconds here. *6. Any last takers for public comment? *6. Going once. Going twice. Looks like we have no one interested in any public comments for the March meeting.
Okay, well, that brings us to the final agenda item, which is the adjournment of the meeting, which does require a motion. May I have a
move.
motion to adjourn? Thank you,
I
Mr.
move.
Alexi.
Second.
Michael Hine,
Yes.
John Alexi,
Yes.
Stephen Riccardi.
Yes. Okay, that's it.
Well, everyone, enjoy the upcoming holidays. I hope they're beneficial for everybody, and we'll look forward to seeing everybody at the April meeting.
Echo those remarks. Thank you, Mr. Caruso.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yes, I did.
Good job, Stephen.
All right.
Have a good one, everyone. Thank you. Thank you
Take
for all
care.
of our attendees as well.